Hey guys, this is Cast for Closers, your podcast for dominating inside sales and hitting your quota. We are now conducting a series of interviews inside RD Summit. This is our first day and we have a special, very special guest here with us, Bill Macaitis. Bill has been all over the places. He's been on Salesforce. He has been CMO at Zendesk and Slack. Bill, thanks a lot for being here with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So how are you feeling the event so far?
It's amazing. Wow. The energy here, the insights, the crowd, and I mean, what a beautiful city.
Have you been to Brazil before?
This is the first time, actually.
First time, yeah. Yeah. So I was watching you at the main session a few minutes ago. A great talk, by the way. So
thank you.
For us to jump, Bill, it all started with the customer-centric approach.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were saying that companies should have a customer-centric approach to everything they do. Like cancel those 17 field landing pages and focus on a real good experience. So in a more practical way, how can we leverage a customer-centric approach, and what are the tips you could give us so the companies could have a more customer-centric approach?
Yeah, I think a great way to look at it is just have empathy for that customer.
Yeah.
Right, and it's hard going through and buying software and finding out about software. A lot of the ways I equate it to is it's a melting ice cream cone. Yeah. Someone has shown interest and they want to move forward, right? So the old model of you put a form, you have an SDR qualify them, you get back to someone in 2 weeks, that ice cream cone is melted, right? It's on the floor.
Yes.
But you see like a lot of new innovations where people are starting to talk directly with them. They're using ABM. They know who these companies are. They're engaging in chat right off the bat.
Yes.
The key accounts there. And I think that's good for both sides, right? It's good for sales because they can close someone right in the moment, and it's good for the customer because they don't want to have to wait.
Yeah, we were talking to Dave Cancel from Drift a few weeks ago, and about conversational marketing and everything. We were discussing how, like B2C companies are diminishing the gap between the experience the customers in the B2B world want to have and they are having right now. So if you buy book on Amazon with the one-click buying button, and you mix that experience when the same person, when you are buying software, it's a huge gap, right? And I think we have to look at B2C companies to see what they're doing to diminish that gap, right?
Yeah, I mean that's where the inspiration is, right? You want to give people a great experience, and a lot of us have been trained on Amazon, and they're used to going by and buying quickly. But even just the concept of user reviews, right? You know, and in consumer land, it's very common to go and see what other people like about it. But in a B2B land, somehow we could never put up user reviews of our own product on our own site. Well, why not, right? Especially if your customers love you and they believe in you. I think we need to challenge a lot of those traditional notions.
And platforms like G2 Crowd, we have B2B Stack here, a Brazilian platform, arising with all these opinions of our customers right there at the distance of a click.
Yeah.
We have to take special care.
Yeah, and the voice of customer has never been stronger, right? You think about all the social media platforms. It is so easy for both someone that loves your product and also someone that had a bad experience to vocalize that across the web. So I really think you just have to have it come back to, are we delivering a great experience for someone, and are we mincing out promoters or detractors?
Yes. So this is a sales and marketing Q&As with you, and I would like to dive a little bit on your marketing playbook. I've been reading about you like years from now, and I've seen you reinventing your playbooks over and over. And you just showed us 2 or 3 videos that gave us bright ideas of twisting that boring enterprise sales to a funny thing. Like, how could you teach a young marketing manager who's listening to us to reinvent his or her playbook to come up with these bright ideas?
Well, thank you first for the kind words. And I would just say, look at your competition. If everyone's zigging, you should zag, right? And I think it's predominant in enterprise software to go boring, conservative, suits, use acronyms, say you're the platform disrupting whatever. And ultimately, you're not having a conversation with someone. And it's someone that's pretty boring and unremarkable and sterile. But brands that truly connect with people, that have emotion, that make you smile, that make you want to buy them and tell other people, those are the brands that we love, right? And so I think for any young marketing manager, I would just say, hey, brand is one of those easy areas where you can differentiate, and I think it takes important steps. Like you need to go through and codify what are your editorial tone and voice. And at Slack, we intentionally said we want to have a human voice. We don't want to use acronyms. We don't want to talk down to people. We want it to be light and fun and airy. And that kind of manifested itself across the website, across our ads, across the content we would write. And you have a great opportunity to differentiate. So I'd say just, try to avoid taking the conservative, safe approach. If you can stand out through color, through emotion, through your tone and voice, that's a great opportunity to differentiate.
Yes. I've been watching Zendesk and Slack's use cases, like business cases, and the way they communicate with their customers. We are customers from both.
Yeah.
And it's especially Slack. It has this simple way of communicating, like this is the SaaS that NASA uses, the astronauts uses. Like how simple can this be, right? in this area. So it would be all boiled down to take some risks, know your customers, know your competition, and differentiate yourself from that boring and standard way of communicating, if we could put that.
Yeah, and I think even further than that, don't be afraid to leverage technology. Don't be afraid to innovate. There's nothing that says if you're in a B2B business that you have to adopt the 30-year-old dusty playbook that was run a generation ago. Sending out press releases and buying steak dinners and doing outbound. Like there's so many new ways to do it, whether you're high velocity, bottoms up, inbound, freemium. There's so many inventions there and innovations. And I would say just as companies are innovative at a product level, be innovative on a go-to-market level, because there's never been a better time to run a business. I just think we're living in the golden age of innovation right now.
There's never been a greater time to be and to have a SaaS product right now. But especially talking about SaaS, we are marketing people. Yeah. I also run marketing at MeTime, and we have these fun moments with our software developers that they all love Cast for Closers, they love your blog posts, but they never talk about the product, but they love our product, and we also joke about these moments. But let me bring Slack's and Zendesk products.
Yeah.
They are loved by their customers. If you take how much time we use Slack at MeTime, for instance, it's a huge part of our communication. How do you think these products or a SaaS product in general can help a marketing team to grow a company faster? Like maybe, I'm guessing it had a huge impact on how you guys at marketing could grow both companies. So how do you think the product itself helps your marketing team to run faster and grow faster?
I think the major prevailing theme we see in SaaS is consumerization of the enterprise, right?
Yes.
Everything's got to be simple, easy to use. Use it on your mobile phone. And making a simple, easy to use product is actually really, really, really hard.
Yes.
The average business, I ran across a stat that they use 525 different applications.
Wow.
And think about how many you have to learn, new UIs, new workflows. So if you can just make something simple and easy, that's really powerful. And when I was at Slack, one of the things I would always tell our product team was, hey, I know you want to go build feature XYZ. Let's just go back and make the features we use the most, just make those even better. Polish them up, right? Or also, like, I ran the support team at Slack too, and I would always get these lists of here's the top 10 bugs. And there was always a temptation, product, again, usually wanted to build new features. And I'm like, no, let's fix the bugs. The bugs are like the little pebble in the shoe. And it's not that bad. It's annoying the first day. But if that pebble's in your shoe every day, you're going to get pretty frustrated pretty quickly.
Yeah. So let me run a last question by you. And as a marketing manager, I'm constantly overlooking this and worried about this. You managed two massive growth teams, two super fast growing teams, and you had the marketing edge on your side, but you had to generate pipeline for those two super fast growing teams. How do you manage the pressure to keep up with those growing numbers and generate pipeline for the company?
Yeah, I think it's important to have the support of the board, the support of the executive team, the support of the CEO. Yes. And one of the reasons I was excited to join Slack was they were all incredibly customer-centric. And I think sometimes as a company we can become a little too obsessed with the short term MQLs or pipeline, and we take our eyes off, like, are we just delivering great experiences? Are we minting out promoters, right? Like, if you're marketing, like, I'm an NPS guy, I love it, and so I always view the world like, are we minting up promoters or detractors? And ultimately, if you give people great experiences, they're going to tell other people, right? And so I think that's really important. Now, of course, in marketing, we can layer in all these other additional, ABM strategies and content marketing and champion and conferences. And those are really important, but ultimately I think it's got to come down to, are we infusing with great touch points? And if you do that, there's always going to be pressure to hit that next quarter, but if you can develop a really strong organic base to complement a sophisticated paid strategy, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah. Bill, thanks a lot for being here with us. This is our first special episode inside RD Summit. This press room is crazy right now. And again, thanks a lot for being here with us at Cast for Closers, and I wish you the best.
It was a great honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. See you at the next episode.